Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our next Lunch and Learn series. So this is building on from what we showed with the learning capabilities of our platform, which is how to use our BYO Learning on the Gold platform to centralize a bunch of your training materials in the SafeTrack LMS. So I'm Ross Anderson. I manage the client services team here at SafeTrack. I'll be taking you through it now. So one of the benefits of this is that we're housing all of our training materials in the one area. So you can use our platform to house our training, soft skills, internal policy documents, PowerPoints, PDFs. You can do links to videos or meetings, as well as SCORM files. And then you can easily roll these out to your users using the exact same functionality as the courses currently work on the SafeTrack platform. So it's quite a simple way to centralize all of your information. So I'll get into it. So on the SafeTrack platform here, which you can all see, I hope, is that you'll see here, just like we did earlier, here is our learning section. So the learning section is where we can add in our own courses and modules to within the program. So if I wanted to add a course here, so for example, I'll just call this one Ross test course. You see here, I then have the ability to add multiple modules underneath here. One of the instances where you might have multiple modules is that you might have, a policy, which you might have as a PDF. Then you might also have an induction PowerPoint, which is be a PowerPoint, maybe a welcome video. To be a meeting on video. And then you may have a third-party module purchased from another provider, a SCORM module, which you use for your e-learning. Which might be for one of your processes that you already had, that you had made. So let's just call this one, process module. And you'd set that up like so. So the way that it works is, Ross test course 1, 2, 3. The way this works is very similar to how it goes for adding the PDFs. If you have any questions on how to set this up on your own platform, please speak to your account manager or client services representative. They'll be able to help run you through how to specifically do this. But you see here, I've made my course here, and here's my modules underneath, which I just need to set up. So if I'm just going to remove this and just go to one which I had already. Oops, I'll just look at active courses only here. It's one that I'd already made. So you can house, whenever you do finish up with a course, so for example, you're using a policy, it's no longer relevant. If you inactivate it using this area, it's often easier than, say, removing it. Just inactivate it, then we can still do all of your reporting. You still have a record of it as well. So here, if we look at our induction courses 2023, see here's the course at the top level. Here's all the different sub-modules which it contains. So see here, we've got a policy here. We've got another policy, which is quite common. Often when you particularly have a new starter coming or doing an annual policy acknowledgement, you might have people sign off on multiple policies at once. See here in the same module, we've also got a PowerPoint, which we've set up, as well as a SCORM course. So again, SCORM course is like a SafeTrack course, the way our modules work, that you've gotten from another provider. So you can see here that all of these are contained within the one course. You don't have to do that. You can have as many modules as you like within a course, or much like the way SafeTrack works, you might just have one course, one module. So one course might be a sexual harassment policy or a learning module or something like that. So you can see here, here's our course here, induction courses 2023. So if I go to my enrollments area in the SafeTrack platform, and let's just call this one induction. So I'm making a suite here. If I go to add the course, you can see that this module is actually on the course list of all I have available. See here, different requirements. So I can set different due dates, pass dates, and everything like that for all of these different modules I have here. Let's just say 30 days for each of these. And I can set all of these up with questions. So by default, I've just set them up with an acknowledgement question. But you can set each of these things up to have its own question bank, just the same as the SafeTrack modules. Likewise, you can set a recurring requirement to have these open automatically once a year, anniversary of someone's start date. On this specific date, on the date of their first completion, on the anniversary of their start date, anniversary of the start date of the module, and things like that. So if you are interested in any of the recurring features, again, please reach out to your accounts manager or our client services representative, and they'll be able to help talk through how that actually works. So I've saved this now. So we can see in this suite I've made, we've got all of these courses which we just added into our learning area. So that's great. But what if we want to also have some of our safe track courses for our learners as well? So the benefit of this is that this slots right into the rest of the functionality of the platform. So if I want this person to do anti-competitive conduct as well, I can do that. And maybe we'll add one more course, let's say, and I also want my people, when they start, to do anti-money laundering, counter-terrorism financing. So now what we've done is we've created this suite within our SafeTrack system that not only contains our SafeTrack courses here, but then also the courses that we've just added ourselves, which includes our policies, our PDFs, and all of those things. So that when we go to enroll a user, they will get enrolled in all of these courses at once. So it's quite seamless on the end user's end. So for example, let's say I've made this. I want to send it out to a part of my business here, send it out to everyone in Australia. I can select my induction suite here. I can review it just to make sure everything's correct. So here's our courses here, and then here's the SafeTrack authored courses here. Propagate it to my people. In this specific case, I won't be sending an email, but you probably would. And then so that's happened is, as mentioned, it's enrolled them in all of the content that we have created within that learning part of the platform. But then at the same time, it's also enrolled them in their SafeTrack courses. So it's really centralized everything at once. So the user will just get an email, much like they do for when they get a normal enrollment. They'll log in, they'll see all of the courses like normal. So if we look at a user's dashboard, so this is an example of it here. Bear in mind, this has more courses than standard. But you can see here that this is how it would look. They've got their SafeTrack authored modules here, and then the different induction policies and so on like that here. So that's so from a user perspective, it's a way to combine your courseware and our courseware without it being they don't have to log in twice or anything like that. They don't have to re-enter their credentials. It's just seamless. They just log in and do it all in the one area. I know I sort of briefly went through this before, but induction courses here again. So let's just say we wanted to add a module here. If we just click on add a module, we just give it a name. New module, I'm not very imaginative. Then again, we just select, is it a meeting? Is it a SCORM file? PDF, PowerPoint? You'll set them up slightly different ways, but your client services rep can help you with getting that right for your organization. We add it here. By default, it gets added in active. We set it up to active here. We can set our test here. Let's set it, if we set it to automated, what that does is that just creates one question, which is an acknowledgement question. But as mentioned, you can build as many questions as you like for your own modules. You might have 10 questions, 20 questions, 5 questions. And if you set it, then when you go to enroll your users, you can then have them draw questions randomly from that question bank. So if you've got 10 questions, you might enroll people and say they need to get an 80% pass mark out of 5 of those 10 questions. It is able to support that sort of capability. And then let's say, let's just say I want to go and remove one of these. I can set it to inactive. As long as there's no one enrolled, I can do it like that. If I've tried to set something to inactive where there's people enrolled, you notice that I'll get a warning. You need to cancel the enrollment. So this is so that you don't accidentally switch off something where people are still enrolled. And one of the benefits here is that because these are all now built and handled within the SafeTrack platform, when we go to do our reporting, we do our course completion report. If we go to report on the course, it works the exact same as all of our SafeTrack courses. So see, here's all of our courses listed here. It just slots right in there. I can run my completion report and I can see who needs to do it. Obviously, all these people who've just enrolled them are all outstanding, but it just means that when we go to do your reporting, you don't have to learn a new way to do it. It's the same as how you do your reporting for your SafeTrack courses, including any automated reports if you wanted to set those up. That's pretty much the functionality as an overview. Like I said, if you're interested in learning some of the ins and outs or setting some of these up for your organization, if you have any PDFs or PowerPoints, video, particularly like an intro video for new starters or a company-wide thing that you want to send out, or a third-party SCORM module, please contact your client services rep or your account manager. I'll be happy to run through how to specifically set it up for your organization. I'll just go back here and just, give you some time if there are any questions that have rolled in. Okay, so what about if you want to change? So that's good. So if you have an update to a policy or want to change it or something like that. Okay, so that's a good one. So let's just, using the example of this induction courses, let's just say that this policy, this gift policy, has been updated. So you have two options with how you would generally handle this. So the first is if we go into where we upload the PDF, if we wanted to add a new version, we can just add it and drag, you can drag and drop PDF like so. Let's see if I have any examples that I can put through. And let's say I'll just drag a policy in here. So here's one way I can do it, which is just to upload the policy. And what I'll do is I'll add multiples, because what you can see is, so a copy of this one here, copied policy. What you can see is with the way that this works, and this works the same for the PDF as well, so the PowerPoints as well, is that you see you can have one version active and up to 3 stored in the system. So that's one way you could do it. If it's not, if you're happy with just updating the policy so that people who get re-enrolled see it the next time, you'll just select a new policy, save it, and move on like that. Otherwise, what you can do is you would inactivate it once everyone has completed it or cancel their enrollments, which your client service rep can help you do. If you want everyone to sign off on the new policy, so if there's been a major update and you go, no, I want everyone to sign off on the new policy right away, you could even make a separate module just for the new policy, push that out to your new users, and then we could go in and update this and just change the version of the policy in here. So there's a variety of ways that we can handle that. A client services representative will be able to help you with that. Anything else? Okay, well, I think that's it. Thank you so much, guys. If you do have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to your client services rep or your account manager. Be happy to run you through it or go through any other questions that you might have. Thanks, and take it easy.